and welcome to the Future of Gaming 2010. I'm Natali Del Conte with CNET.com.
And I'm Brian Ekberg from Gamespot.com, and we are here on the Gamespot stage at the Electronic Entertainment Expo in Los Angeles. It's the nation's largest video game conference.
That's right, E3 is the place where all the power hitters in the gaming industry gather to show the newest innovation in gaming technology. Over 40,000 people attended this year's event. And while E3 is closed to the public, we are going to give you a special backstage pass to view all the news and games that will be released throughout the year.
And no one is more equipped to bring it to you than GameSpot. Year after year, GameSpot is proud to offer the most thorough news from E3 on our website. But if you missed it live, not to worry, we'll bring you up to speed. In addition to a little show and tell on the technology behind the games, we'll let you in on what GameSpot editors think are the hits and misses of this year's E3. So, Natalie, are you ready?
I think I'm ready.
All right.
I'll buckle my seatbelt. All the big companies in the gaming industry converge on E3 every year, while game fans are glued to their consoles, just waiting to see what's around the corner.
But no announcements are bigger than those from the big three: Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo. And this year, all three brought their A games. The big star of Microsoft's E3 2010 press conference was its motion control system, the Kinect, which is due for release on November 4th. Microsoft showed off a number of games for the system, most of them dedicated to getting you and the rest of your family off the couch and jumping around like crazy. Big hits from the show included the cute and cuddly Kinectimals and Harmonix's upcoming Dance Central, which looks to do for dancing what Rock Band did for rocking out with a guitar. Microsoft also announced a new slim version of its Xbox console, complete with built-in Wi-Fi and a 250 gig hard drive. Nintendo has been accused of lackluster E3 shows in the past, but 2010 was a completely different story. This year, the Nintendo press conference skipped strange peripherals and awkward executives and put its focus entirely on the games. The show kicked off with a look at the new Zelda game, The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, a game that once again brings the elfin hero to life on the Wii. Add to that new additions of Donkey Kong, Nintendogs, Kirby, and the unveiling of a brand new 3D-enabled Nintendo DS, and in many eyes, Nintendo's press conference was the biggest and best of the show. Not to be outdone by its competitors, Sony is also getting in on the motion control rage with its upcoming PlayStation Move system, which will be in stores on September 19th. Sony showed off plenty of games for Move during its E3 press conference, including hardcore games like Killzone 3, as well as more family-friendly games like Sorcery, which transforms your Move controller into a magic wand capable of casting powerful spells. In addition to a new premium version of its PlayStation Network service, Sony announced a November 2nd release date for the long-awaited racing game Gran Turismo 5, and capped its press conference with a sneak peek of the latest Twisted Metal game, due in 2011.
As we mentioned at the top of the show, we are here at the GameSpot stage at E3 because this is, of course, where the editors and experts at GameSpot do what they do best: write about and review technology and games.
In addition to giving you the best reviews and news in gaming software, we also check out the hardware. And the talk of the industry this year is all about motion control and 3D.
That's right. We've got the new Xbox, we've got the Nintendo 3DS. We were really excited about these this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's start with the Xbox.
Okay.
So this is the new model, the Xbox Slim, the Xbox 360 Slim. It's going to have 250 gig hard drive built-in, Wi-Fi built-in, and this thing is Kinect ready. So the motion control system that they're bringing out later this year will be ready to go with this. Plug it in, and you're good to go.
And some of the things that gamers said about the old Xbox is it was really loud.
Yep.
They got that red ring of death that was really annoying, and it was big. And so this is a lot sexier, and it's got the 250 gigs. So they should be excited about that, right?
They should definitely be excited. If it keeps running, that's a good thing.
Hopefully, no more red ring of death.
Absolutely.
Okay, so this is the Nintendo 3DS. It's a 3D portable gaming system that requires no glasses. I know you were really impressed with this.
Very impressed. You know, when you hear 3D that works without glasses, you don't believe it. But actually, when you see it work, it has a slider right here where you can adjust the 3D setting, and it goes from completely flat image to a completely 3D image. It works. It's amazing.
And you can also take 3D images in the back because it's got 2 cameras, which is really a cool thing.
Yeah, I'm actually, I haven't had a chance to check that out for myself, but I'm really looking forward to seeing how that works.
Okay, well, you're not going to check it out on this unit because it's a demo, and we don't know when it comes out or how much it will be.
That's right.
But we know it will be soon enough, and it'll be something we'll all be excited about.
I'm already excited.
I'm excited about it, too. When we come back, we'll have more of the hottest games coming out this year, and we'll take you on a tour of E3 with the stars of the CBS #1 hit show. Coming up, we'll be back in a moment.
Well, look, the industry itself is enormous now, bigger than the music industry, which I was also in. Young people play games, and Virgin wants to keep in touch with the youthful side of our brand.
Welcome back to the Future in Gaming. We're here at E3 taking a look at the technology and trends coming out within the next year. Now, most of the hardcore gamers are anxiously awaiting first-person shooters and action games, but Natali here, she's a CNET tech guru. She only dabbles in games, but I thought she would have a good time checking out the games the hardcore guys can't wait for.
That's very sweet of you. And in recent years, the gaming industry has extended its controller to all demographics, so I decided to ask Brian here, who is a traditional hardcore gamer, to test out the lighter side of games.
All right, let's do it. I can't do that. My body doesn't work that way. Was I red or was I blue?
You were red.
I was red. Look, at start the party. Brilliant. That's right. It's like Picasso. That's abstract. I'm a realist. Oh, stupid circles. All that work and I came up with a chicken. Now I'm here at Busy Scissors. I'm going to be doing some hair. Lather her up. There's a little meter on the left that probably tells me how happy she is. She's only slightly happy. She's got a straight face. Now she's getting more mad at me. Tell me, you having trouble with your husband? We can fix it with the scissors. That's right. You know what I mean? She is so mad at me right now. Maybe coming all this way was a waste of time. Look at me, of course, no doubt it was a waste of time. Oh, they may not like me as a person, but she's gonna like the results. Look at that face. I want to just get her back to like moderately pissed.
She's actually smiling now.
I love it. Hopefully she won't be horrified. And no, it looks good from behind. That's what I'll tell her.
I sent Brian to do some gender-appropriate games, and this is my revenge. I have to play Bulletstorm, which promises to be a blood symphony.
Nice.
See that? Oh my gosh, I'm all of a sudden so violent. Now you better run. Got you. I'm a cold-blooded killer now. Next up, mixed martial arts. So this is about punching, kicking, biting, right? Biting?
No biting.
No biting? I think I just kicked you in the junk. Is that allowed? You win. Never pays to play dirty. This is WWE All-Stars. This is what you get for not wearing pants. Oh.
All right, well, we've seen a little bit of guy games, we've seen a little bit of girl games, and my hair, obviously, has never looked better.
It looks great.
Yeah. Natali, it's not about guy games, it's not about girl games, it's about fun games, about games people can play together, and there's no better example than DJ Hero 2. Why don't you say we get on the wheels of steel?
Let's do it. So any of those games going on your Christmas list this year?
Surprisingly, probably a lot of them, actually, yeah. I have to say, you're pretty good on DJ Hero 2.
You know, dabble a little. I really liked Bulletstorm, though. I think I'm going to try and up my skills in the first-person shooter.
I like the idea of you with a gun in your hand. That's nice.
Especially 8 months pregnant, right?
Exactly, that works.
Well, we'll need to take another break, but when we come back, we're going to be joined by Ricardo Torres. He's the editor-in-chief at Gamespot.
And we'll show you another trend in gaming where everything old is new again. That and more when we return.
Well, I know what all my kids love now, why they love video games, and why all kids love video games, and adults love video games. I mean, there's such a variety of it that, you know, it's a great way to pass time. But hopefully this next generation of games, everybody needs to stand up and get some exercise.
Welcome back to the future of gaming. We're here at E3 in Los Angeles, and we're on the Gamespot set.
And we are joined by the one and only Ricardo Torres. He's the editor-in-chief of Gamespot.
Hi guys, hope you guys are enjoying the sights and sounds of E3.
Very much so.
So I had the chance to explore the show floor with some old friends. Brian Dietzen and Sean Murray from CBS hit show NCIS came and visited us again, and we tried to see if their roles on TV actually translated into some gaming skills. Hey everybody, it's Ricardo from GameSpot, and I am here at E3 2010. And if you might remember last year, I had Brian Dietzen and Sean Murray here with me. Well, they had so much fun, they had to come back. We're going to take them around the show again. So first up is going to be Twisted Metal. It's right over there.
People go around and they each have cards. They just try and kill everything in sight. So it's kind of like it's a real family game.
This sounds fantastic.
Do you get extra points for running over people? Oh, you know, this game reminds me so much of NCIS in so many ways. I mean, not just the characters.
I really have little concept of what I'm doing. I'm going to say we're both winners.
You know what? A tie is a win.
Tie is a win.
Next, this is PlayStation Move. This is Sports Champions, and you guys are going to beat each other up. That was actually really good, Sean.
Thank you. I don't know what I'm doing here, but it's working.
I'm going to try and bowl him. Oh, I bowled you.
We have Donkey Kong Country Returns. Story's all about recovering stolen bananas.
That threw me for a second. I didn't know what we were doing.
Oh, you actually both died. So this working together thing, you need to give it some more oomph. There you go. I'm gonna head into that barrel. Let's bump it. All right, now you guys have gotten your gaming groove on. Let's try one more place. It's my favorite game of the show so far. This is Marvel vs. Capcom 3. That was brilliant, sir. All right, so now you know what to ask for Christmas, right?
Yeah.
Or it's bolted, just put it down. Just put it down. All right, that is your tiny taste of E3. We're gonna let you go and not steal things, but enjoy yourselves. We're probably gonna see them next year.
Thank you, Ricardo. We are now joined by Sophia Tong, also from GameSpot, and we're going to talk about some of the hits and misses of the show this year. So let's start with the bad news, and I'm going to go to you for the bad news because you're known for being the guy who's not afraid to speak his mind. So speak your mind.
All right, well, we came in hoping to be blown away by Project Natal, and we weren't so much, it was a different kind of blown away. I think it got off on a weird foot with the Cirque du Soleil Natal experience, which was an experience. The name, I don't think, went down very well with people. It's very confusing. And then, you know, the games, they didn't, I mean, chime in people, but I wasn't blown away, right?
They're definitely trying to reach a different audience, right? They're not necessarily going after a hardcore contingent right out of the box. They're trying to reach families, they're trying to reach different kinds of gamers, which maybe isn't a bad play for them, but it's not necessarily what an E3 crowd wants to see.
It feels like they're trying to catch up with Nintendo with all the motion movement, same thing with Sony, but I think Nintendo was a big hit this year with their new games and their lineup.
Right, so let's go some of the good stuff then. I mean, we like Connect, we're just a little dubious on who and where and how.
Yeah, they were a little hazy on hard details, and I think that we did see some great games for it. Child of Eden was beautiful and very cool and funky, and Dance Central from Harmonix.
Right.
I want to see you play that, Ricardo.
That's so not going to happen.
So that's the game where you get in front and you dance according to the characters. I mean, I dare you to not have fun doing that. I dare you.
Okay, I take that
We
down.
can play 3 people at a time, so we can all do it at the same time.
There you go.
We can, dance party. Okay, let's turn to you for more of the good stuff.
So I was actually really blown away by the Nintendo 3DS. At first I was like, oh, it's going to be gimmicky, but the no glasses thing, and it actually really works. And the tech demos that they have here available to play are really, really cool. You can use the camera to shoot in 3D, so you aim at the desk and you're like firing at this dragon head that pops up. And Kirby's Epic Yarn is also a great game that's on the show floor. It's playable. So Kirby has this new design. It's all like texture based. He's made out of the yarn, and the whole game is just incredibly adorable.
That's for the Wii.
Yes, it's for the Nintendo Wii.
It's impressive about Nintendo's press conferences that when their Legend of Zelda game isn't the biggest news coming out of it.
Exactly. Yeah. That's funny.
Which is a big game. Tell us why.
Well, it's a big game because this is a legendary series, and it's been a while since we've seen a Zelda game. The last few maybe have been a little bit underwhelming. I think this is the Zelda game that people have been looking forward to. It's got the Wii, you use the sword and the shield with your Wii remote and nunchuck. It seems like everything you wanted from a Zelda game is here with Skyward Sword.
Okay, let's move on to Sony then. What did we think of Sony?
Sony kind of got their game back again. They had a lot of really great content, and kind of after the way that we saw the PlayStation Move debut at GDC, which was a little underwhelming. We got to see more games where it made sense.
Right, so that's another show that it was debuted at when?
As in March.
Okay.
And they kept playing up the precision, but we didn't really see anything that highlighted it. But during their press conference, there was a whole sequence where you saw somebody play Tiger Woods. And because that device is able to really track your movements well, it was kind of taking into account your golf swing.
And now with PlayStation Plus, they want to be more of your home entertainment console. So is this something that maybe we'll replace with our cable box someday?
I'm sure Sony would like that, yeah. Ricardo, Sophia, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you guys' time.
Well, we're going to take a break, but when we come back, we'll take you back to the future of gaming.
At the end of the day, that realistic experience, what are you doing with gaming? You're getting into fantasy, you're getting into an experience that you may or may not do in real life, and the more realistic it is, the more immersive it is. So I think realism is going to be the key to our success.
Welcome back. One of the more interesting things happening at this year's E3 is the return of some familiar faces and old friends.
That's right. Retro games are really making a comeback this year, so it's always nice to see some of our childhood favorites in a whole new way.
People have been playing these games, they're very dear to them. They remember that they had a lot of fun, and now we can use all of this new technology to bring them back to the fans.
When it comes to video games, some titles never get old. This year at E3, a few vintage classics came to play with new versions for all the consoles. Pac-Man sure has come a long way since I used to play it on tabletops in pizza parlors in the 80s. Other fan favorites making a comeback this year were Tron Evolution on the PlayStation 3, Kid Icarus Uprising on the Nintendo 3DS, and both The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword and Donkey Kong Country for the Nintendo Wii. But don't worry if you haven't played these games since the 80s. The technology and the gaming consoles are so advanced that the games are much easier to learn than they once were. And you might be surprised at how quickly your old school skills will kick right back in.
All right, Natalie, we've seen a little Pac-Man, we've seen a little Donkey Kong, we've seen a little Mario. Do you have a favorite? Which one are you anticipating most?
Well, it's always fun to play Pac-Man, right? And it's easier than just playing it on the Google homepage to actually play it on a console.
Absolutely.
It's challenging on an iPad.
Yeah. Although I know a lot of fans are really excited about the return of Donkey Kong. That looks like a lot of fun.
I am too.
Yeah, absolutely.
I used to be a good Donkey Konger. Is that even a verb?
I can see you being a good Donkey Konger.
It's a verb now.
It is now.
Well, you've worked really hard reviewing game after game, console after console. It seems like this is all work, but this is still a lot about having fun, right. And no one knows how to have fun more than Brian Tong from CNET.
Brian Tong here from CNET.com, here at E3 2010, and you're going to see a lot of games here, a lot of booth babes, and yes, a lot of dudes. So let's go check out the floor. So I know a lot of people take pictures of you lovely ladies. I just want someone to take a picture with me. So what would be the go-to pose?
You gotta throw your little shoulder up here and kick that little hip there.
I could do that. Pictures. At E3, you can really be whoever or whatever you want to be. Nintendo's booth, and there is a huge line over there, but this media pass, it gets you places. Well, check this out. Whoa! Now they're pushing motion gaming hard here at E3, and I don't know. I don't really know what the big deal is all about. My take on E3 in 2010, and let's just hope that I can make it out of here alive.
That kid is crazy.
He knows how to have fun. You were right.
He is fun personified.
All right, everyone. Thank you for watching The Future of Gaming 2010.
And if you want to learn more about the games that you saw today or more games that we didn't talk about, make sure you go to Gamespot.com.
We've got it all there. Natalie, I think it's time to play some games.
Let's play games. What about more Bulletstorm?
Well, I was thinking more like Busy Scissors.
We can do both.
We can do both.
Okay.
Anyway, for Gamespot.com, I'm Brian Ekberg.
And for CNET.com, I'm Natali Del Conte. Thank you for watching.